Our friends and family can contact us with just the click of a button, but that means scammers can too, which can lead to hundreds of thousands of dollars lost in small towns like Sedona. Many people escape to the Red Rock city of Sedona for nature and wellness. But its residents can't escape scammers.
In 2025, 120 calls were received regarding fraud or phone scams, and of those, about 67 turned into actual police reports because money was lost.
Tyler Maffitt is Sedona's communication manager. He says last year, scammers stole more than $400,000 from city residents.
So Sedona is part of a huge attempt to scam people out of their hard-earned dollars.
This is a growing problem. According to fraud.org, Americans lost $196 billion in 2024. Arizonans lost $521 million. Maffitt says Sedona has a higher elderly population who statistically falls for more scams. But technology has made young people more susceptible to scams as well.
Younger populations are also subject to AI impersonation scams of friends and family members.
There are ways to protect yourself. Never click on suspicious links. Look out for messages pretending to be someone you know, asking for money urgently, and keep your passwords up to date.
And so this isn't something that's going to be going away anytime soon, and we just want folks to be keenly aware that Sedona is in the group with everybody experiencing this.
Reporting in Sedona, Carroll for Arizona's Family.